It was a fantastic senior night victory for the Kansas State Wildcats here tonight at Bramlage Coliseum in Manhattan, Kansas, as they get the victory 85-69 over the Oklahoma Sooners and get to end their home schedule here at Bramlage with just one loss, which was that close one back to Texas just a few weeks ago, 69-66. Fulton Cast here with you of Mike Up, recapping this great game for K-State against Oklahoma, and what a night it was for K-State seniors and just some of their players overall. 4 different guys had major impacts in this game tonight, and we'll get to all 4 of them here in this one. Marquise Noel had a great game with his assists in the ball. He finished with 10 assists on the night to go along with 11 points, but those assists may just say 10 in the box score, but they were flashy. We had bounce passes. We had behind-the-look, no-look passes. We had a 3-quarter court launch to Naquan Tomlin, who was able to slam one home. Marquise Noel, on a night that his shot was not incredibly falling, still found a way to facilitate for his teammates and continue to find a way to step forward in this one. What a great night on Marquise Noel's final game as a senior here at home for Kansas State. Keontae Johnson was his usual dominant self, 16 points and 5 rebounds for Keontae in this one. Went 7 of 12 from the floor, was able to make another pair of three-pointers as his three-point shot continues to increase and improve as the time goes on here. But what a great night for him as well, being assertive, being an alpha male for this K-State team. But the 2 biggest stars of the night were actually 2 of the usual non-stars for Kansas State. Naquan Tomlin leads all Kansas State scores with 19 points, and he misses just 1 shot on the night. He goes 8 for 9 from the floor this evening, makes a pair of three-pointers, which is just an extending and growing part of Naquan Tomlin's fantastic game. He also added 5 rebounds as well, no turnovers for Naquan Tomlin, and he was able to secure a pair of blocks. And then there was the man who flirted with a triple-double all evening, Desi Sills. 15 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists. The do-it-all guard for Kansas State as the Wildcats are now 4-0. They've won 4 straight games since Desi Sills has been inserted into the starting lineup. It's just been fantastic to see what Kansas State can do in this game. And the key was how well they did it and how well they responded. This was a game for Kansas State where they began shooting 6 of 22 from the floor in the first half. They could not buy a bucket. The lid was on the rim. Their first 4 points all came from the free throw line in this contest. They just could not find a way to get the ball in the bucket, but then a switch is flipped. They end up shooting lights out, going on a 9-0 run to end the first half against Oklahoma, leading them by 9 points at halftime. And then in the second half, it was all Kansas State. They scored 51 points as a team in the second half. They shoot 70% as a team in the second half. 19 of 27 were the field goals for Kansas State in the second half. Just what a great performance from the Wildcats to try to rebound, to find a way to fight through it. And that's the biggest key for Kansas State in this one, the way they responded, the way they fought through it, and even fighting through a resilient Oklahoma team. The Sooners led 5-0 to start the game. It was their biggest lead of the game, but they stayed tight. They stayed with it. And also this scrappy Oklahoma team, even though they finished the game losing this one 85-69, losing it by 16 points, this was a game that with 2 minutes to go was a 10-point game, a deficit to where if the Wildcats were not careful, the Sooners might have been able to creep all the way back into it and find a way to fight through it and find a way to make it closer. But Jerome Tank's K-State Wildcats found a way to stay tight, stay together, and play excellent defense throughout the entire night to go along with their stellar offense. K-State dominating on the defensive glass, 37-26, a total rebound advantage in this one. And then something we talk about all the time for Kansas State, turnovers. Only 12 turnovers on the night for the Kansas State Wildcats, a thing that when they are under control and they don't give the ball away, this Wildcat team performs incredibly well. K-State has one more game left on the schedule. They travel to Morgantown, West Virginia, coming up on Saturday. It should be a good one for their final game before they head to Kansas City and the Bay 12 tournament. To recap more of this game, make sure to tune into Mic'd Up with Jake LeBon and myself, Fulton Cast, from noon to 3 tomorrow on 580 WIBW, as well as 580 Sports Talk from 3 to 6 on 580 WIBW with Brendan Dorzinski and Dan Lucero. But again, your final score from Manhattan, Kansas, and Bramlage Coliseum: K-State 85, Oklahoma 69. As the Wildcats get it done on Senior Day and finish 12-1 at home in the regular season.